Good old MySpace. Man, am I thankful for it. I have fond memories of browsing profiles of seeing kids I'll never meet, reading people's cringy blog posts about whatever feeling they had that day, Googling HTML code to spruce up my profile. Top 8s? The list goes on. I think the most important part about that site was the music that came out of it. Next to pure volume, it was one of the biggest and most popular methods to get your music out there. Never Shout Never, Owl City, Bring Me the Horizon, From First to Last, and many other bands we love today blew up from uploading their demos to their page. One of the bands I most fondly remember from this time was none other than the Scene Aesthetic. From their first song ever written, accumulating over 10 million plays, to playing sold-out shows and headlining tours with big acts. Eric and Andrew's simple acoustic guitar sound, soft harmonies, and lyrics that feel intensely personal have resonated with millions of listeners. Plus, they were super DIY and loved their fans genuinely. As a huge fan of this band, it's time to give the boys their flowers they most certainly deserve. This is the story of the Scene Aesthetic.
Get a little closer now. You say that we're all tied up and wrapped around in you back. It's mine, but at the same time we're still young. We had the time to realize that we were wrong.
The story of the Scene Aesthetic starts on Christmas Day in 2004 as a young Eric Kimberlin and Andrew De Torres were driving to a Christmas party. They got to talking and decided they wanted to start writing music together. A few weeks go by and their first song, Beauty and the Breakdown, was made. They enjoyed writing together, so they decided to make more songs. The name The Scene Aesthetic came from Andrew, as he was trying to figure out names for his other band he was a part of. He had a list of 30 or more names, and when it came to picking one, the only name he remembered was The Scene Aesthetic. 2005 mostly consisted of writing new songs and playing local and small venues. While they were writing, Beauty and the Breakdown was gaining big traction, and their name was spreading rapidly through websites like Pure Volume and MySpace. It wouldn't be till 2006 where we would see the boys release their first album, Building Homes from What We've Known, on April 11th. It was released on Destiny Worldwide Records, who was owned by a friend of the band. During 2007, the boys decided to take a hiatus around the middle of the year. This was due to Eric taking a trip to Argentina to do missionary work for the next 2 years. Andrew would focus and dedicate his time to his other band, Danger Radio. On July 10th, the Scene Aesthetic would release their self-titled second album on Destiny Worldwide Records. The album was a remaster of the Homes album, with 3 additional songs. In December of 2008, the band announced on MySpace that they would be returning to music in 2009 and recording a new album. In January 2009, Eric would return to the States and they'd begin to write music together again. They'd start the year by heading out on Never Shout Never's first headlining tour, the Let's Get Happy Tour, with the honorary title And the Bigger Lights, from February 26th to March 18th. On July 14th, A Type and a Shadow would release on Destiny Worldwide Records. Before Eric left to do his missionary work, they had written 3 demos they were sitting on. Once he got back, they wrote 3 more and decided to combine them into the EP. In August, the boys would head into the studio to begin working and recording on their 3rd full length. From August 15th through the 30th, TSA would go on their first headline tour, called A Summer to Remember Tour. They would hit the road with The Color Fred, The Ready Set, Steven Jerzak, and Tyler Brown Williams. During this tour, the boys would release their cover of Taylor Swift's Love Story on August 28th for the Rock and Romance compilation album, put on by Destiny Worldwide Records. This cover was a big hit for the band and was played at many of their shows. They'd end the year by going on tour with Owl City and Brooke Waggoner from October 10th to the 30th.
been around the world and now know that there is nothing left to see, 'cause everything that I want in this life is standing right in front of me, and I can't seem to breathe 'cause you stole it from me.
For the first half of 2010, the boys would continue to write and play shows. On June 15th, they'd release a cover of Such Great Heights by the Postal Service on Rock and Romance 2, put on by Destiny Worldwide Records on June 15th. They'd soon go on another tour called the Summer Camp for the Dope Awesome Kids, with Forever the Sickest Kids, The Ready Set, A Cursive Memory, and Phone Calls from Home from June 27th to July 15th. This tour was a special one, as this was the first time the band brought 4 other members for full live band sets. After this tour, they continued to work on their new album, and on November 2nd, their third full-length, Brother, would release. This album was self-released by the band and featured all new songs, including redone editions of Beauty and the Breakdown from their self-titled album and Humans from A Type and a Shadow. On November 4th, TSA would go on the Suddenly Yours tour with All-Star Weekend, Steven Jerzak, and Action Item till December 18th. In 2011, TSA would go on the Love Is All Around tour with He Is We, Carter Halsey, and Plug-in Stereo from February 16th through March 22nd. On May 23rd, the sister EP was self-released by the band. This EP was a small continuation of the Brother album, which included 3 songs that didn't make it on the full length, and 3 acoustic versions of songs. TSA would then go on the Living Room tour from July 18th through August 3rd. This was a more intimate tour, where TSA would play smaller gigs for their fans, mostly playing in backyards, coffee shops, and friends' houses. After this tour, the boys would work diligently and release their album, The Days Ahead, independently on December 6th. In 2012, TSA would go on a tour with Plug-in Stereo and Romance on a Rocket Ship from January 19th through the 28th. On June 11th through July 6th, the boys would join the Rocket Summer and States on a tour. On July 7th through the 21st, TSA would go on another short tour by themselves called the Float My Boat Tour. But after this tour, things started to slow down for the band. In 2013, TSA would unexpectedly announce that they have been writing new music, but with a more folky type of sound. This new music would be released under a new name, Prince of Spain, and release their album, His Majesty, on October 1st. They felt like the sound of Prince of Spain was different from TSA, and they wanted to put it under a new name. Prince of Spain would release 2 more albums, Air in 2018 and Ages in 2021. Fast forward to 2016, and TSA announced an acoustic show, their first show in 4 years. They would play with Life is Cinema, Joyfield, and the Money Pit in Seattle, Washington. In 2018, TSA announced a new vinyl release for their self-titled album and new tour dates from November 14th to December 11th. The last releases we've seen from TSA were 3 singles. The single Seasons, released on October 26th, 2018, their first single in 6 years. There was the single Other Side on June 21st, 2019, and their final release was on June 12th, 2020, with the single Enough. So what are the boys up to now? Eric is a project manager based in British Columbia who helps improve people's lives through thoughtful project design. As a recovering Warped Tour kid, Andrew slings MP3s at Network Music Group, a Vancouver, British Columbia record label that has been running since 1984 and manages bands like Silly Goose and Mokita. He is also a member of the band Shallow Diver, and they absolutely rip. Through years of collaboration, personal growth, and creative exploration, the scene aesthetic has remained a symbol of authenticity in independent music. Their journey from 2 friends experimenting with writing songs to performing nationwide tours shows how genuine artistry can stand the test of time, with songs that explore love, loss, and resilience. Andrew and Eric have continued to inspire fans with their openness and sincerity. Whether through their original releases or side projects, the Scene Aesthetics legacy lives on in the emotional honesty and hope found in every lyric and melody they've ever shared. Thank you for watching.
Hey, what's up, guys? Andrew.
Hi, I'm Eric, and this is Andrew, my puppet, and we are the Scene Aesthetic, and we're going to do a song called So Peter, You've Become a Pirate, which was supposed to be on MySpace tonight, but we're giving you this video instead.
And it is 2:25 in the fucking morning. Be grateful. I'm just joking, sorry.
We're still young. We had the time to realize that we were wrong. You guys do not understand what we just read on here, and I think you saw it, and I saw it at the same time. Okay, yeah, we are very sorry. Step away and watch me grow. Just if you want to, be right to you. Just if you want to. Why? It's like when you don't want to laugh, you're laughing the most. Okay, sorry.
Andrew, if you could buy me one candy bar for the rest of my life, what candy bar would you purchase?
A 0 bar.
Ding, 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 ding. So, nice job. That's absolutely correct. It is what it is. Feet are ugly anyways. Most people's.
I have really ugly feet. I guess I sleep with a sock monkey.